what Senate Republicans have been doing and saying. Anybody who understands election law at the state level understands that many parts of that act just aren't workable. They're not doable. They're not practical. And so, yes, most people think that you should have an ID, a valid ID, to vote. That's very different than what is included in that piece of legislation, which is why Republicans don't want anything to do with it, and they're ultimately not going to pass it. It's not going to be signed into law. And again, it is an obsession of Trump's. The fact that he took a primetime address and dedicated it to making a bunch of allegations, many of which are not true, or certainly not validated by anyone, about the corruption in the election system that does not exist, shows that level of obsession. And it's so irritating to Republicans, none of whom have the cojones to go on and actually say it publicly, but it's so irritating to them because they're like, listen, let's go talk about affordability. Let's talk about the housing bill that we passed. Let's talk about the Trump accounts. Look at those Trump accounts, which actually seem like a pretty good idea to get people invested in the U.S. economy, teach them about capitalism, allow other people to get a tax-efficient way to help kids who might otherwise not be able to accrue the type of wealth that people coming from families of wealth can. Do a primetime address on that, but he doesn't. He's just so obsessed on this one topic. And taking it back to what you were talking about in terms of like him, saying I'm doing more for you than your parents. Watch what the people are doing. People aren't buying it anymore. The polls have been very consistent, and by the way, they're consistent and getting a little bit worse each and every month in terms of inflation, in terms of the economy, in terms of the view of the war. So the big topics that he's touched, that he's championing, are not popular. They're not popular at all with independents. A lot of these, you're looking at 25% of independents support what he's doing in politics and in polling. That's atrocious. That's the type of stuff that costs you the House, costs you the Senate, and might not be able to overcome even the goofy stuff we were talking about from the DSA earlier. And yes, they'll cling to that, like Jonathan said, but is it enough to offset the fact that people don't like what they're seeing with their own two eyes?
Yeah, no, Trump is flailing right now. There's no question here. And it's not like there have been a lot of Republican acts of courage. The Senate Majority Leader John Thune has made clear he's not going to blow up the filibuster for this. He can count votes. He knows the SAVE Act does not have support. And Trump's new call for Congress to